Hi, hello. So this is going to be like this or like this. I'm going to start like this and fix a little bit of this. Don't really have, like, I woke up, ate something, and I didn't even look at myself in the mirror up until this moment. So sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, this really wanted to come out. But this is going to be the video containing the messages for group number 3 to explore the question, how can you just move on? I'm solo, I'm running solo, I'm solo, I'm running solo. Are people going through the same cycle over and over again because of other people wanting to do the same thing over and over again, but like with them? Because I'm always like, you live the life that you want to live. You fight and deal and make knots accordingly to the life that you truly desire. And once you are aligned with that, who could possibly tell you anything? And if that's your representation of happiness, you should live that, you know? That doesn't mean that your representation of happiness has to be the representation of each and everybody. As well as, just because you are really, really happy doing something doesn't mean that you can just expect other people to be just as happy as you. Sometimes you could even be misaligned in pursuing certain sensations, certain situations. So I have a little doubt about the timing of the narrative that I am pulling. So I'm just going to finish off with the last clarifier and perhaps pull out the... Ok, bueno, quédate. Ven arriba, ándale, sube Anubis, ándale, muy bien. Ahí no toques. So you're meant to take a long break from the situation. It's like there's a moment. Okay. There are two energies at play in the situation. One is sponsored by Acme. And this is my favorite charm ever. This is my favorite charm ever. So if you don't know what Acme means, Acme Corporations was the little signature that you could observe as a child in different places of the world. I know that it traveled quite a lot, that animation traveled quite a lot. And like, for example, I don't think I know the real title in English. I used to watch it in Italian. But I know that there were many villains across the Looney Tunes universe that would craft super duper elaborate plan. They would even rehearse in advance to come up with their brilliant idea. And there were cables, and then a remote, and then buttons, and then something that was supposed to explode. And then you would always see Acme corporations. And guess what? Each and every one of those plans, you knew, because at some point you get used to the plot, you knew that they were just going to explode in the villain's face. So as a kid, you would see both sides of what was going on, and you would see, of course, the clueless hero like Bugs Bunny or someone of that sort, just minding its business and chasing carrots and having fun and not really giving a fuck. And then you would see the other party, the bald hunter or someone. There was also a Roman, I guess, like a very tiny gladiator. And you would see the preparation, you would see the rehearsal, and they were building and they were thinking, and it's going to be like that, and then that's going to work like that. And you knew from the moment of the preparation that it was just going to explode in their face. So you would start laughing in advance, basically. So as they prepare, you adjust your crown. It's like, sorry, you made me laugh a little bit too hard, and this is not queen or king behavior. This is not empress or emperor behavior. Like, yes, I can have fun, but I also have to maintain a little bit of elegance and dignity, and I will let the circus take care of itself. Nevertheless, this was always here, and so you just adjust whatever it is that you have to adjust, a little lash, lipstick. I mean, I don't have this. I'm just having a bare face, but when you just laugh really hard and you are all over the place. Just do it quietly, okay? Like, leave the arena fully at some point. It's not like you could. This situation has the potential to throw you on the floor because of how hard you would laugh at what's going on. But it's not always appropriate, especially if the other person is not really catching the joke. So basically, you are going to have a moment where you're just having your reaction, having your... Okay. I can see the Acme signature from over here, like from 2 months ago. It had the Acme signature. That's not Gucci, that's Acme. Now, if you want to buy Acme, what can I even tell to you? It's just that you are not interested, okay? You're not buying into that, and it can be as neutral as that. You don't have to, it's like the market at the end of the day. Each and every daily experience, you have to choose what you buy into and what you don't. So you are being offered a deal, a situation, a dynamic that makes you laugh. Okay, you laugh, but you don't spend 3 hours at that same market spot laughing so that the vendor understands so that the vendor understands that what they offered to you was not appropriate. The only thing that the vendor is understanding is that you are rude and uneducated, and that's it. Because the appropriate and smart thing to do, because at the end of the day, we only have a set amount of hours in a day. So if at the end of that day you want to reap a certain purchase, you hurry the fuck up. The market is going to close, things are going to change, the dynamic of the day are going to change. Like, be smart with your time, and this is also a part of behaving accordingly to what your higher self suggests to, considers appropriate, knows that is appropriate. So it's like you're meant to change your energy, withdraw your energy almost suddenly. There is a dimension of sudden change in the dynamic that is unexpected, and it looks like, okay, I see what this is about. It looks like you don't really know what you're doing, okay, but it's because whoever is looking at you doesn't have all the information. Okay, you might know your next moves from here to the next 10 years. And it's not your job to disclose that to just any curious or intrusive person in your life. Wait, what time is it? Because I'm doing this slow, but okay. I don't know how much battery do I have left. Anyway, I'm gonna have to hurry up. That's what I'm trying to say. The problem is not really that they don't have the information, because it's none of their fucking business. But the problem is that because they don't have the information, they make wrong calculations. And again, that's none of your problems. Because someone wants to be bad at math, that's on them. They will fuck up their own money, you know, but what's your problem in that? The problem is that they want to bring their results to you to prove that you are doing things wrong, and it's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. And I get flustered because sometimes people really have pissed me off in a irreversible way, because you can have a different opinion, and then once you are being told and explained that your opinion is misguided and that you are overstepping and that you don't even need to know that much, because you will not even be a part of that, so why the fuck should you receive all the information? And they just want to be right, and like, you were not right at step 1. So repeating the same thing until we get to step 10 is just going to make you more wrong. And that's my dog being annoying and being exactly where he shouldn't be. But let's not disturb the prince. Okay. Estamos bien? Wait. And so it's like this person has a very specific conclusion that they want to prove. And it's like, you know, you're going to stop, for example, doing what you do in 3 days. And it's like, yes, bitch, that's exactly what's going to happen. You know what? Because I work 3 days on a certain, at a certain speed, and then I work at a different speed for the next 2 days. And I've been doing that for like 10 years, and that's what I plan on keeping on doing for the next 10 years. Now, you might have a routine that works enough so that you can show up in the morning and react more or less to what happens around you. Keep working on that. Okay, you just don't get to make an entrance into somebody else's life, and they don't even want you, because I don't really see you wanting this person to be a part of anything. Like, what are you even trying to prove? Again, you are not going to be a part of the process. That was never the plan. So I see two things happening, basically. Three things. I see you really embodying this energy of, uh, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I thought this was just a discussion, we're filling up time. I'm realizing that this is a pissing contest and you don't even know how to pee properly. So, my bad. I misread the situation. Perhaps I was tired. Happens to everybody. I kind of need to continue whatever it is that I'm doing because it's definitely more important than explaining 10 years worth of even more of experience to someone who wants to sum it up in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you can have the type of introduction that can spark your curiosity. After that, you cannot pretend that you worked for 10 years and you didn't. I can watch a video of someone building a house. I will not be able to build a house tomorrow. Maybe in 10 years if I just keep on going and being constant and ignoring bullshit. But right now, there's reality. So, like, cut the crap, group number 3, but it's like, even when it comes from you, like, why are you even over explaining yourself? Do you see a baker over explaining himself or herself to the idiot who entered the shop and chose that because they saw a documentary last night, they knew the truest way to do croissant? No. You tell them to go out. If they refuse, you call the police or security if it's a big bakery, depending on the situation, or you call your cousin who's quicker than the police and you drag them out so that you can continue doing croissant and actually sell them and actually have numbers, not just a circus number happening in front of you. Because you have clowns playing around you. Okay, whoever you were trying to live in the past and they want to stay attached and argue their presence into your life, this is a fucking clown. So if you want to look at something funny, you either call a friend and you tell them a joke, or you ask them to tell you a joke, or you actually pay to go to the circus and you watch trained clowns do their job. This person is not even doing their own job. They're so busy trying to figure out yours. There's no secret, bitch. Just work. And it takes time. Ta-da! Yes, you can have fast processes. It means that it's faster than having to give up on something. You still have stages that give you the possibility to have entry doors. Get mad at God, not at me. Get mad at life, not at me. I already had a lot of death, the ego death, dark nights of the soul, getting angry at life, why me, blah blah blah. At some point, you either deal with it or you don't. So, stage 2, this is what's going to happen in the shadow. Someone is going to try and be argumentative about whether you don't even want to deal with them, because not everybody's supposed to want to deal with you. Not everybody is supposed to want to deal with everybody. You can be polite with everybody. You should be polite to everybody. You should be respectful towards everybody. You should respect everybody's boundaries. So why the fuck aren't you? Step 3, new energy. Brand new energy coming through. This is something that is going to appear in front of your eyes just as you are going about your stuff, and just taking a moment to acknowledge how peaceful it is whenever this energy is not around. As you start truly shedding emotionally, like you don't even feel insulted that much. You don't even feel flustered, because sometimes you have to deal with idiots and they leave you energetically charged. You are on your vibe, and then you have this argumentative energy coming in, and it does something to you. So it has to go out, it has to come out at some point. And this is like a trampoline. I did a reading a while ago that was like, okay, do you really want to discern between Acme and Gucci in terms of people? Okay, here's a bunch of Acme. Okay, so basically this is you learning this for good. This is like a trampoline where you just jump, boom, and you wake up in your desired reality. It's not a true overnight process, because it's definitely the result of a longer process, of a lot of patience and manifestation and groundwork and shadow work as well. But again, this is definitely a situation that you can use to your advantage. And once you start seeing that this is happening for you, not against you, your perspective can drastically change. You're just going to put yourself first, and this person wants you to put them first, and it's like, that's not how life works, honey. Okay, this person might not know how to put themselves first, and so they need to have at least somebody who does that. Like, I met a lot of people who didn't have that energy or that service I'm getting from their own family. But because they would see that I was so giving in my energy, they would assume that I would fill up that gap. And it was never my job, and it was clear to me, but they would get angry. Like, this is the role that, what I'm trying to say is that the role that they were trying to give me was not even a role that's supposed to exist. Yes, I am generous with my energy. I am giving because I have a lot that I want to share. I have a lot that I want to give. But I also want to be in control of how. And this is not something I am willing to negotiate. And yes, I am willing to shake things up in terms of how I do what I do. But it's accordingly to my own terms. It's accordingly to what allows me to stay abundant in my energy flow. And this has nothing to do with fixating my energy on one needy person that I just met. And it happened to me a lot. I actually have, okay, I really need to hurry up now because I got the notification of low battery. But I have spoken about it. I have written about it and journaled about it, because I really try to understand the root of this type of behavior, not the need, because we all have, until you are healed, you will always feel a sense of void within. And then some people work on that and try to heal that, and then other people try to fill that with other people. And that can happen through relationships. This is how you see the creation of toxic relationships. But this has happened to me in friendships, and this is where it got really weird, and I really started studying deeper. I guess that one of the main question was, how dare you? I would as an adult, okay, because you can describe behaviors, but you cannot ascribe the behaviors from the concept and notion of age. No, age is not just a number. There are developmental stages, and there are behaviors that are simply not appropriated to certain ages. Just as you would confidently look bizarrely at a toddler or a minor who is displaying overly sexual behavior, I also look in a bizarre way at adults who display an overly childish behavior. Two poles of a similar spectrum, there's an issue. Now, what the issue is could be multiple. Okay, this is a collective reading. Specific examples can be used in order to learn how to trace lifelines and be quite precise, but that depends on the specific case, and we are talking about qualitative research versus quantitative research. The collective reading is a middle ground in between the two, but nevertheless, this is still a general reading, so I'm going to just close here and focus on the general energetic dynamics. This is just to give an overview of how you can, the type of mental processes you can apply to deepen your consciousness about the underlying dynamics of the situation. I don't know why I'm getting that. In some cases you need that. Like, you need to understand just how deep the dirt goes. And it does. But this is going to motivate you to let this go even further. You don't want to stay attached to trash and then wonder why your life stinks. You were supposed to take it out. But this is the type of talk that you need to start having with yourself. So, okay, this card just keeps popping out. Anyway, maybe I'll show it. Okay, there is someone who is really trying to see if there's a breach that they can use, and look at me. I didn't like what I was saying. Move. No, not like that. Like, remove yourself. Thank you. See you soon.